Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
I'm Greg with Audio-Technica.
And today we're talking about ES Wireless. So Greg, what is ES Wireless?
So what we've got here is our DECT band, which is 1.9 gigahertz conference high channel count wireless system. Awesome. So this is going to be for your higher ed, virtual meetings, conference rooms, courtrooms, things of that nature.
And what is the benefit of the DECT band? I'm used to 2.4, like that's traditional for lots of products. And then you've got, the 500 megahertz stuff.
Yeah,
why are we in the DECT band for this?
So, couple reasons. One, these guys right here don't live in the DECT band, right? So all of our computers, all of that stuff is living in 2.4 gigahertz. Can get pretty crowded. The other reason is going to be for security issues. People want encryption, things of that nature. So it gives you the ability to get a lot of channels in kind of a small bandwidth, but there's not a lot going on in there. So it's just really free space.
Historically, I know with this sort of product, we've had lots of issues with latency. Mm-hmm. Have we been able to address that at all in this line?
So it's not going to be a performance type of system. So, it is what it is. You still are going to have that latency. You're at about, I want to say it's about 16.7 milliseconds, which is better than the competition for our system, but it is more of your spoken word type of system. You're not going to want to give this to performers on stage and expect them to be able to use it. It's just not what it is.
Sure. But you would have no issue with any sort of, large auditorium speech reinforcement. I mean, if we're talking about 16 milliseconds, if we average that out, that's no different than being 16 feet away from someone.
Correct. So yeah, no issues with that whatsoever.
Yeah, that would really only come in if I was singing and I had in-ear monitors. That might be a little disconcerting.
Correct.
But in any normal speaking situation, this is a great option.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, let's talk about what are the components of the system. What do we have? What do we need to make it work?
Absolutely. So you do need the whole suite of products to do this. So this is the receiver. Obviously, it looks like your standard Wi-Fi access point. It is a Dante device. There's not going to be any analog outputs on that or inputs. So it's just Dante. You're going to have your two different types of charging bays. So we've got a forward charging bay, which will accommodate your desk stands and boundaries. And then we have a 2 charging bay, which will accommodate your handhelds and body packs. And then you can kind of customize this to fit whatever needs you have. So we're on an 8-to-1 channel count. So you can do 8 transmitters per receive point, but you can do up to 48 total in standard mode, 96 total in high density mode. So when we were talking about that channel count, that's where, the DECT band system kind of wins, is that you can get these really high channel counts.
Yeah, because I would say, with typical wireless, getting to those channel counts is not impossible, but it is incredibly challenging.
Yes.
Yes. And so having something like this that would give you high channel count, that's easy to deploy and reliable, that is huge, right? And
yes.
It probably saves a lot of money in the long run.
Oh, of course. And when you think about it from an install standpoint, you're not running thick coax cable, you're just running category cable, right? So it's 1 cable to the receiver, and then you can do up to 8 total bays. So this would be 4, right? This is 2. I could add 1 more of this, and that would run off of just 1 power supply and 1 category cable. So now you're 2 category cables in to run 8 channels of wireless, and it makes it very simple to deploy. Everything's pretty easy to do in the software, and the idea is that your end user, your customer, is going to be able to just come in, grab what they need. It's going to turn on and work, and all they're really going to do is be able to mute or not, depending on what kind of capabilities you're giving them.
And so if we look at these components, we've got the boundary microphone. I assume this is a power indicator light?
Yep, so you're going to have your LED. You get 7 different LED color options. They are all software selectable for your on and your off. And then you also get an off state if you don't want an LED. It's going to change here at the soft capacitive switch and back here. Other thing unique about the boundary is that you can change between cardioid and omni in the software.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And you can feel the weight on there.
Yeah, it's substantial.
It's
this
very
is not
significant.
plastic.
Yep.
This is weighty. Like, I wouldn't be worried about, brushing it off the table or anything like that. The build quality is fantastic.
Yeah, you also have a USB-C on the back there too. So you do need one-to-one charger versus transmitter to do your setup, but if you want to just leave that as a hardwired USB-C, you can do that. Or if you want to charge it like that overnight, you can do that as well.
So if you had a situation where you have a boardroom and there's always somebody speaking from this spot, you could leave it on the table, leave it plugged in, it would always be powered up and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Let's look at this next one. I think I noticed while you were putting this together that this twists off. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's going to be, it's a desk stand. This is your gooseneck. This does feature our proprietary engineered sound ES925 modular goosenecks. That was a mouthful, right? The reason it has so many characters in there is you're going to get 6 different gooseneck length options that you can choose from, 3 different capsule options. This is my favorite, which is a mini shotgun. This is our microline capsule. So, so many people will say, I don't want to say have bad microphone etiquette, but they just don't understand a microphone, right? Everybody's scared to put the microphone up to their face. So that's where this is going to solve that, because it's very sleek, only a 6-inch gooseneck, but this is going to reach all the way out to me, no problem. So your people that are leaning back, that's going to give you a lot of direction, and it's going to give you it's going to give you a lot of focus, and then the side rejection, you're going to get 90-degree off-axis side rejection on this. Perfect. I mean, we know as sound guys, of all of these microphones right here, the best sounding one is probably going to be this one when I get it right here, right? But everybody does this, and so it's that thing, it's the proximity of getting that microphone close.
Absolutely, and we can replace that capsule with any capsule in the Audio-Technica line, right?
Correct. Any capsule in the Audio-Technica line, but I always say microphones are like ice cream, right? There's not really necessarily a bad flavor. There's just what flavor do I feel like? So, if the Shure 58 is your flavor, our microphone will accept that too.
And it looks like the last mic in the line is the body pack.
Yes. This is the star of the show. This has a built-in omnidirectional mic in it. So you can obviously use this like a standard body pack with our lavs or headsets, which are very good. But this Omni mic that is built in here is really, really good. It's a pretty broad term, but when you think of like cell phones and how far those small microphones have come over the years, I think that's what you're getting with this. And this can be just a great multi-purpose mic. So obviously you could put a headset or a lav, right, which is kind of what we're doing right now. You could use this as a boundary. So this works great. It's just using the internal mic and muting for your boundary. Or it's also going to come with a lanyard, so you can wear it as a pendant as well. So this one's a little bit of a showstopper, because when people hear that built-in omnidirectional mic, it sounds better than what they're expecting. Another thing that we should definitely talk about is, the rechargeable batteries and the charge times. So we are using a proprietary battery, lithium-ion battery. You're doing about a 2 to 2.5 hour quick charge, right? And that's for a full charge from 0 to 100.
That's fast. So
I'm going to go backwards here, right? So at the lowest, we're talking about the desk stand. You're going to get 17 hours off of a full charge, okay? The boundary, you're going to get 22 hours off of a full charge. Body pack, you're going to get 25, 35-hour runtime off of a full charge for a handheld.
That's amazing.
And then, to take it even a step further, at over 2,000 full charges, now that's going from 0 to 100, which, lithium-ion batteries don't like that. And you're rarely going to do that. Sure. But going over 2,000, you're still at over 80% battery life.
That's impressive.
I mean, field serviceable, replaceable batteries, if you need them, those are available. So yeah, I mean, it's been a home run product for us. I've never taken so many calls in my life.
I mean, I get it. I'm really impressed with this. I see lots and lots of benefits and lots of applications where this would work. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to give this a listen. This is going to be a time warp. And then in a second, we'll be back here again and we'll let you know.
Looking forward to it.
Right, the first one is the T4107. That's the desk stand transmitter. It's using the 6-inch gooseneck from the ES925 series, as well as the microline element from the engineered sound series. That's our first transmitter. The second one is the T4106. It's a boundary microphone transmitter with a software selectable element in it to be selected to cardioid or omnidirectional. In this particular case, what you're listening to is at cardioid mode. The third transmitter here is the T4101. This is a belt pack transmitter which is capable of accepting any of our CH connectors for lapel or headset type of microphones. It also has a built-in omnidirectional microphone, which is what you're listening to right now. And then finally, this is the T4102, which is your basic handheld transmitter with interchangeable capsules. Right now, what we have is the C510, which is a dynamic cardioid dynamic element. And so obviously it's going to have a little bit of a different character, but it gives you a good idea of what we have for engineered sound wireless.
All right, Greg. This line is really impressive. I'm really excited about it. Thank you so much for spending the time talking about it with us.
My pleasure, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I hope, it was interesting. I'm not too boring.
Absolutely. Anyway, if you need help deciding if this is the right product for you or which one might be, feel free, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'd love to help. Thanks so much.
Thank you.